Saturn transit in Aquarius 2023. Saturn is the planet notorious for giving us the life lessons we should not forget. The great disciplinarian and the karmic planet, Saturn is going to barge into the air sign of Aquarius on the 17th of January 2023, according to the Vedic astrology. The Saturn is slow in its motion, hence called Manda in Vedic astrology. Saturn takes around 2.5 years to cross a zodiac sign and 29.5 years to finish the full cycle of all zodiac signs. Shani Dev is the lord of karma and justice. He dispenses justice for the deserving and makes us pay for the wrongs we have done in our past lives as well as the present one, too. He makes no compromises. What you sow, you shall reap, is the sum total of Shani Dev's policy. Shani is Surya Putra with Chaya Devi. In astrology, he governs the Capricorn and Aquarius as its lord. It is an exhalation in Libra and debilitated in Aries. Saturn rules the 10th house, being the house of karma, and the 11th house, which is the house of returns or results, in the Kalapurush Kundli. Saturn rules over bones, teeth, knees, and ears. Saturn rules the south direction in Vastu Shastra. Saturn will be positive for people who are straightforward, charitable, and law-abiding wherever it transits. Just that Saturn does not endure injustice, especially towards women, old people, helpless and handicapped people. He punishes people to make them understand the extent of their misdeeds so that it won't be repeated by them or by those involved. Let us see how Saturn will treat you in this transit of Saturn in Aquarius in 2023. Aries, Mesh Rashi. This transit of Saturn will be in the 11th house for Aries. The Lord of 10th and 11th is positioned in the 11th house of Aquarius, aspecting the 1st, 5th, and 8th house. Being the Lord of 10th and the 11th, expect recognition in your workplace. You will be rewarded for your hard work and dedication this year. You will have tremendous opportunities for growth during this transit of Aquarius. Your dreams will come true. But you have to be careful with investments. You will gain fame in your work area. It is advised that you should not lend money, as there is a tendency to incur losses that way. You could get a companion if you are single. If it is a person with a wavering mind, you may end up in a breakup. You will be practical about love. You may go abroad for your studies, if a student. But you will have to work hard and be focused on your studies. Taurus, Vrishabha Rashi. Saturn is going to be in the 10th house during this transit of Saturn. The Lord of 9th and 10th in the 10th ensures that you get lucky in your job search. You may also get opportunities to work abroad. You will have work pressure. You will have duties to be done for your father. Saturn will aspect the 12th, 4th, and 7th houses. You will focus on your job and get rewarded. You could also change your job or have uncomfortable situations at work due to petty politics. You should be careful about your expenses, especially if you are into business. You may start a new business or expand your existing one. You could get married, as this is an ideal time to get settled. You may have to attend to your mother and your house, as your attention is much needed. You will see tremendous growth in your career. Gemini, Mithun Rashi. Gemini will have an 8th and 9th house Saturn in the 9th house. Saturn aspects the 11th, 3rd, and 6th houses. You could sell off your inheritance. You will get good support from your siblings. You will have a great time with studying if you are a student. You may get into the course of your choice for your higher education. You may get into foreign universities as well. You may go on a pilgrimage to a distant place. You will grow financially, and this is an ideal time for promotion or a hike in salary. You should pay attention to your partner's health. You should not take debts during this time. Your enemies will perish. You could get interested in occult and may even start studying astrology or tarot. Cancer, Karka Rashi. This transit of Saturn in Aquarius is going to be in the 8th house. The Lord of 7th and 8th houses is going to be in the 8th, aspecting 10th, 2nd and 5th houses. Your mental peace will be disturbed due to marital squabbles. There may be some arguments and you could lose your cool. You may have quarrels with your lover as well. There could be some impediments if you are trying to get into any institution abroad. Career-wise, you may lose a project or have minor differences of opinions with your colleagues. The point is to work hard and to be on the lookout for better opportunities. Monetary losses are also in for you, but you could invest in your business. Leo, Simha Rashi. Saturn is in the 7th for Leos in this transit of Saturn. The Lord of 6th and 7th houses is sitting in the 7th, thus aspecting the 9th, 1st and 4th houses. Saturn is in its own house. You will buy a vehicle or property. You may go on a pilgrimage. You will join a course or apply for higher education. As students, you will have to work hard. You will become more disciplined in your life and more structured in your thoughts. You will grow financially and will learn how to tackle expenses without falling into debts. You will find this an ideal time to get married. You will be very practical about marriage, and the most possible one is an arranged marriage. Virgo, Kanya Rashi. In this Saturn transit in Aquarius, you will find Saturn, the Lord of your 5th and 6th, sitting in the 6th house. From the 6th house, it aspects the 8th, 12th, and 3rd houses. You may fight with your lover and have a breakup. You should not borrow money, as it may cause problems with repayment and its closure. You could spend money on litigation as well. You may have differences of opinion with your siblings. You will not be focused on your studies, if you are a student. You may take an educational loan to go abroad or may quit your studies halfway, as a job abroad may be more appealing to you right now. You will spend a lot of time worrying about your enemies. You will have good growth in your career and new opportunities will come up in the work front. You could spend money on health care. Try to take a Medicae insurance as it will help you in the longer run. Business-wise, you may incur losses, hence be careful. If in the process of starting one, this is not the ideal time, Virgo. Libra, Tula Rashi. This transit of Saturn in Aquarius is going to be in the 5th house for Libra. The Lord of the 4th and 5th is positioned in the 5th house, aspecting the 7th, 11th, and 2nd house. This could activate past life karma about marriage, family, etc. You could get your karmic mate, in business, friendship, marital relationship, etc. You need to be extremely loyal to your friendships, marriage, and towards family. Students are going to have a difficult time concentrating and focusing on the studies. You may feel like your income inflow is not smooth. You may feel isolated at home and in family circles. You could feel dissatisfied with things related to home. You should perform duties towards your mother without fail. You should take care of her health. You may feel dissatisfied in your job. Your love life may suffer as well due to your pessimistic and negative ways. Hence, perk up and work on yourself. Read motivational books and try to remain social. Scorpio, Vrishchik Rashi. Saturn transit in Aquarius is going to be in the 4th house for Scorpio. The Lord of the 3rd and 4th houses is in the 4th house, aspecting the 6th, 10th, and 1st houses. You may feel anxious and not at peace for no particular reason. You may leave your house due to work-related matters. There could be a lack of happiness in the domestic front. There could be some litigation related to land. You should drive safely and be careful about your vehicle. Students will have a difficult time focusing. Extra efforts should be put in to emerge successful in competitive situations. You may want to quit your job, but you should be practical and wait for a new job offer to land before quitting the one in hand. You may have to work hard. There is a possibility for transfers. Businessmen or businesswomen will find it difficult to make the scenario profitable. Stick on and work hard. Get informed advice from professionals if needed. You may feel a general sense of malaise, which should be addressed with proactive steps. Sagittarius, Dhanus Rashi. With the ending of Sadsathi, Sagittarius will now hold Saturn in its 3rd house during this transit of Saturn in Aquarius, though Saturn is the lord of the 2nd and 3rd. It will aspect the 5th, 9th, and 12th houses. You could lack courage when it comes to love relationships, thus bringing misunderstandings into the relationship. As the third house is the house of efforts, Saturn will bring a lot of hard work in it, and you will emerge successful in achieving your dreams and ambitions. You will get opportunities to study abroad. Portals for higher education will be opened wide for you. This is a time for financial growth. Your career will flourish due to your efforts. Your siblings will be very helpful and supportive in all your activities. This transit of Saturn in Aquarius is not that favorable for romance, as you could be a little harsh in your speech and communication. So be careful and remember that Saturn is all about improving the aspects it looks upon. Capricorn, Makar Rashi. Saturn's transit in Aquarius will be in the second house for Capricorns, though Saturn rules the first house as well. Sitting here, Saturn aspects the 4th, 8th, and 11th houses. You could feel a pinch in the pocket when it comes to finances. There could be arguments and fights related to property. You may not keep your word many times. You should be careful of what you speak and how you speak when it comes to family members. You will work hard towards your goal. You may have a tendency to speak harshly. This could bring about losses and also due to careless speech. You should keep your moral integrity at all times. If you work hard, you are going to get a raise in your salary. You may not find this time ideal for students. It should also be noted that for Capricorns, Saturn is starting its third phase. Aquarius, Kumbh Rashi. The Lord of 12th and 1st will transit the first house during this transit of Saturn in Aquarius. It will aspect the 3rd, 7th, and 10th houses from the first house. You may have to be careful about your expenses. You may feel extremely stressful during this transit, whether there is a reason for it or not. You may switch to negative thinking as well. You should make sure this attitude does not affect your relationships, especially marital relationship. There could be delays in marriage unless you are taking full-on initiative to find your match. You may feel uncomfortable in your workplace as well. You may not feel like putting in the hard work. But if you work hard, you will get positive results. There would be excessive workloads you may have to tackle with. It is also to be borne in mind that you are running your Sadsati. Pisces, Meen Rashi. The Saturn transit in Aquarius, for Pisces, will be in the 12th house. The Lord of the 11th and 12th houses is going to be in the 12th house. It will aspect the 2nd, 6th, and 9th houses. The first phase of Sadsati is going to get started as well. Expenses will skyrocket for you, Pisces. You have to be extra careful about mindless spending. You may face job-related issues. There will be wastage of energy in the work front. You could lose money in litigation. You may spend money on your father's health. You may want to change your job, but this is not an ideal time for it. This is not the best time to invest in a business. You may get extremely spiritual during this time and may go on long pilgrimages to distant holy places. You should also pay heed to your body and health. Your first phase of Sadsati will begin with this transit. Remedies to please Saturn. Taking care of the elderly in the family and old people in general will help. Helping handicapped people with aids like wheelchairs will get you the blessings of Saturn. Donating black clothes, till, oil, sandals, blankets, iron, medicines, and Saturn-related items will please Saturn. Saturn turns positive when one is religious and charitable. Utmost priority should be given to helping those in need. Helping and supporting those in distress and speaking and standing against injustice also pleases Saturn. Wearing blue sapphire, after consulting an astrologer, would help during Sadsati. Staying positive and improving yourself with discipline will improve Saturn. Saturn wants us to be hardworking and straightforward, or the results could beat us down during certain transits. Saturn particularly favors the orphans, old people, and the handicapped. Hence, any injustice done towards them will not be tolerated. Fasting on Saturdays as well as reciting Hanuman Chalisa and Shani mantra are helpful. Praying to Lord Shiva, Ayyappa, and a pilgrimage to Ayyappa temples like Sabarimala in Kerala or Sanishwara temples will bring you the blessings of Saturn. Burning till oil lamps and doing Niranjanam also helps. trust your Saturn's sense of justice and lead a pious, straightforward life without harming and hurting anyone, then Saturn will start rewarding you with riches you can only dream about. Saturn is not just the punisher and disciplinarian but an extravagant and just father too.